Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Sunday, November 10th. And if you're used to hearing me cough and sniffle, as you can hear, you're gutting at it a lot because I can barely talk because my nose is completely stopped.
No.
So I will be sniffling. But we got Celtics Bucks to talk about. So we're going to get right into that. Celtics take down the Milwaukee Bucks, which any other year would be a huge win, but these Bucks are not the Bucks that they should be. Regardless, 113-107 victory for Boston. Started off on the wrong end of a 16-2 run to start the game for the second straight game in a row, and then climbed their way back, trusted the math, and ended the night with a win in Milwaukee.
So, Jack, you said this doesn't feel like as big of a win as it normally would because the Bucks are not good. I feel, one, that Jack does have a valid point, but I feel as if this almost means more because watching this game, you can feel that there is tension in Milwaukee. You can feel like one more disgusting performance may cause the first domino to fall towards this team's implosion. By the way, the first domino was probably fucking Dame. But anyways, getting Dame. But anyways, the way the Celtics erased Milwaukee's scorched earth start to this game and made it a ball game by halftime, cutting it to 11 instead of letting it balloon out like we saw in both of the games in Milwaukee last year, kind of showed that they growed / came to play for real today, despite what they wore. And this was probably my favorite game of the season so far. This felt like a playoff game. The way that this game was being played in the second half felt like the intensity of a game in May. Maybe it was a 3:30 start on a Sunday. I do love myself a Sunday day game. It's probably my favorite basketball time slot. But what a win by the Celtics. You got pretty strong performances from all the guards. Tatum had a good statistical stat line day. And the team really played great defense and played with great intensity in the second half. And that is the type of thing they have been lacking for the last couple games / maybe you could say the whole season.
Celtics gave up a season high 69 points in the first half, held the Bucks to a season low 38 points in the second half. So they flipped the script quite literally in the second half of that game. Can you audibly hear how like congested I am? Like, do I sound different, or is it because I feel like I am like gasping for air? Anyways, like you mentioned, Tatum and Brown had good-ish. Well, Tatum had a good statistical game. Brown was not great in his return from action. Both of them, in my opinion, were horrendous shooting the ball. I thought they both took really bad shots. I thought they both, obviously, I mean, it's not even I thought they both were woefully inefficient. Jaylen was 4-13, which is 31%. Tatum was 7-21, which is 33%. 1 of 5 from 3 for Brown, 4 of 12 from 3 for Tatum. They both did an okay job of getting to line. They shot 21 free throws combined, 6 for Brown, 15 for Tatum. I thought they both played pretty good defense. I thought Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum both were pretty good playmakers as well. But in the scoring department, it was a tough watch for these two. It ended up not mattering. Payton Pritchard picked up the slack in the first half. Derek White had some big buckets. Drew Holiday had some big buckets. They found a way to create offense. But 113 is a decent number of points, but considering 21 of those came from the free throw line, it's just not the level we're used to seeing from the Celtics. Meanwhile, the Bucks started off this game really hot. They played pretty well. Giannis was an absolute monster in this game. He was incredible. He looked like one of the best players on the planet. Unstoppable.
First half.
It's just first half, but I didn't think he was terrible in the second half. I can check the numbers. He was 6-13 in the second half, so he wasn't as good, but he still had 6 rebounds, 16 points.
For a guy taking just paint shots, it's not great.
Okay. He was 5 of 8 in the fourth quarter then.
He felt human in the second half, for what it's worth.
Sure.
In the first half, to Jack's point, like it was like, this guy is on a mission. They got embarrassed in Boston last week, and he doesn't want this to happen in front of the home fans. Then the second half comes, and you're just like, oh, wow. Like, it looks like they might actually be able to stop Giannis.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
I get it. Yeah. But he had 13 of their 23 points in the fourth quarter. Like my point was he was the only person who could do anything for the Bucks. Damian Lillard was
Dame does not
atrocious
look
in this
good.
game. He was awful. Bobby Portis is actually all right. He was giving them some post looks. AJ Green made his threes, annoyingly so. Andre Jackson is Ben Simmons doesn't want to shoot the ball. Taurean Prince was hot to start. But they shot 40.6% from three, but only took 32. So they're not going to win that game. Shooting was, but they played hard, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I know it's not really where we should start, but Sam Hauser ought to take some notes from AJ Green. I feel like the Celtics would have been in a far better spot in this game if this man could make anything. Hauser makes his first shot of the day, and then that's it. That was it. This is starting to concern me a little bit with him. And it's really bad that I was like, this is my favorite game of the season. And the first like talking point I have is like, this guy Hauser was not good. He's got like one job. Knock down your open threes. Like, they are not asking Sam Hauser to take difficult shots, and something's off with his confidence. Now, I don't want this to come off as if I don't have faith that he's going to be back. Like, if you can shoot, you can shoot. That's what he's going to be able to do. That's why he's on this team. Jayson Tatum said it great after the game against Brooklyn on Friday, where it was like, we want him to shoot all the shots because we know he can shoot. Yeah, take notes from AJ Green, though. That was annoying that man was. He even made a big one in the fourth quarter to cut it to 2.
He's a good shooter, man. He's a great shooter. Also a good shooter though. Payton Pritchard. He didn't play much in the second half because I think they wanted to lock in on defense, and not that he's not a good defender, but I think they just wanted their best defenders out there. This man couldn't miss in the first half. He was insane to watch. He was literally their only consistent source of offense. These Celtics made 11 threes in the first half, and he had 5 of them, which is pretty crazy. He had 17 first half points, which led the game outside of Giannis, who had 27 first half points. He continues to be just unbelievable. I mean, there aren't enough words to describe how important Pritchard has been to this team. And it's just, it kind of feels like you're playing like the best team in the league, whatever. You finally break down all the pieces. You're like, okay, we're finally doing this. We're finally doing this. And then Payton Pritchard just comes off the bench. It gives you 5 threes in a row. It is the Popeyes worker Doc meme. It's just like, damn. Pritchard's
Doc in his raspy voice is like, I told you, this is the one guy. We talked about this. Payton Pritchard had one of those days where if the Celtics didn't look like me and the boys in the first half, it was laugh out loud funny how crazy some of these makes from Pritchard were, where you knew it was going in before he even went up for the shot. It's a shame that he wasn't as involved in the second half, but I can't complain too much because that's when the Celtics played their best basketball. The other guards had great second halves and contributed to this game in meaningful ways, but they do not win today without Payton Pritchard. Without the first half that the Celtics got from him, this is the first 2 games that they played in Milwaukee last year. It is a blowout 30-point loss where the starters probably don't even play in the second half.
Yeah, 100%. And for what it's worth, I think most of the problems in the first half were defensive. I thought their defenses were bad. Their offense looked a little jagged at first. I think a lot of the offensive problems were a little bit too much ISO ball from the Jays, and I think they settled in a little bit. But even so, the Bucks were just outrunning them. Like the Bucks were just at the start of the game, were just outpacing them, getting out, like beating them in transition, getting too many open threes. Obviously, Giannis is Giannis, and there's only so much you can do. But it just felt like the Bucks were getting, far cleaner looks than the Celtics in the first half. Like the Bucks shot 10 of 17 from 3 in the first half. They're not that good of a 3-point shooting team, and I think they were getting a lot of quality looks. They made some tough ones too, but it just felt like the Celtics were a little bit too slow and disconnected on the defensive end of the first half.
There's probably some truth to that, but there was some, holy fuck, all these fake shots are going in from Milwaukee. Like
there was some of that.
Taurean Prince starts 2 for 2.
Okay, here.
Dame makes the one off of 1 foot at the end of like a pretty good defensive possession. Yeah.
Let me see. I'll pull up the threes. I mean, there were some 2s too. I don't think they're paint.
Giannis made one.
As it needed to be. His first of the season. Do you hear that on the broadcast?
Yeah, I sure did. I just spiked my remote.
Let's see. Let's check out the threes. Sorry, audio listeners. That's fine. There's only so much you can do. Maybe fight over it, but it is what it is. Torian Prince made it off a screen.
This is choppy
Torian
for me
Prince.
for what it's worth, but
Okay.
I'm also a bum today, so
I can't tell. I won't do it then. But I just felt like the Celtics were a bit too slow.
It's probably true.
But they picked
There's
it up.
something to be said about
think,
some of those shots that went in, though.
I get it, but 69 points is 69 points. That can't all be top shots going in. You gotta pick up the pace, and they did. They did on the in the second half. Jays were right.
Let's talk about the Jays. Let's talk about the Jays.
Sure. Okay.
Jaylen and Jayson.
Yes.
Perhaps the worst job I have seen of doing read the room ball ever.
Yeah.
them.
I agree. I said
Jaylen,
this is horrible.
A logo 3 in a close game in the fourth quarter. Jayson Tatum, 3 or 4 watch this threes in key spots throughout the game. This game could have been far more comfortable than it was if they could just shoot the ball, like make good decisions. Don't pull up. Jaylen sat there at the top of the key. Maybe he was pissed. He didn't like what he saw from the rest of the team in terms of off-ball movement. Didn't dribble. It was just like, watch this. Tatum, he got the ball on that left wing 3 or 4 times and was just like, dribble, watch this. However, I will give him credit because there were times in this game that were also big spots, and he did get himself to the basket.
He made some good passes.
He did start driving. Yes.
Yeah. Jaylen, less so. Yeah, I said this. I was saying this earlier. Like, what they shoot a combined. Sorry,
you don't have to say it out loud. That's mean.
11 of 34 and 5 of 17. Not very good. That said, and I don't know if you were lagging when I was saying this earlier. They also got to the line 21 times combined. So they did do a good job. And part of that was Tatum.
And they only missed 3.
Getting inside. They only missed 3, which is an improvement considering Giannis was 6 of 10. Not a good free throw shooter.
We want to talk about the fouls? Giannis fouls?
I want to talk about something else first.
Okay.
These guys should be expelled for how much they bullied Damian Lillard in this game. These guys were being so mean to this guy. Oh my God. Okay, I knew Dame was bad at defense. And I don't want this to come off. Let me rephrase. I know that Dame is bad at defense. And I don't want this to come off as Dame is not bad at defense, because he is. I think the Bucks are making him look even worse than he is. Because there comes a point where you just can't help. You know what I'm saying? You have to live with some of the shots. Like the Celtics did in the finals with Luka. You live with a couple Payton Pritchard easy buckets. You live with a couple Sam Hauser buckets. You live with a couple. Every single time that Tatum or Brown or anybody else got Damian Lillard with back to the basket, double, and then a 3. Double, and then a 3. It was clockwork. And I get it. I get maybe the Bucks version of math is we know that he's probably going to make this. Let's try to give them an open 3. Of all the teams you could play that game with, this ain't it. You know, I think the Bucks make him look even worse than he already is, and that is a low bar. Like, oh my God, just let him live on an island. Let him try a little harder, because but it was like laughable
every single time.
Watch.
Every single time.
It was great. It was perfect. It was the best way to get out of the slump they were in.
Yeah, shout out to Dame. Dame, by the way, who this year is making $48 million, and then next year his 2-year $112.5 million contract extension kicks in through the 26-27 season. So not only do they have this guy who on November 10th, 2024 isn't playing good defense, they're going to be paying him nearly $60 million to play worse defense in 2027. This Dame trade was always cooked. Always was a bad trade. Even when it was happening, we talked about it. Shit was ass, like plain and simple. Now, Dame on defense today was really fun to watch, in my opinion. I really liked what I saw when Dame was defending. It was easy pick and roll switches, open threes. It allowed the Celtics to play and spread the wealth. I mean, let's see. Tatum, 31. Then Pritchard, 18. Holiday and White, 15 apiece. Brown, 14. Horford, 9. The scoring was so well distributed, and I think that's really important when you are I mean, seeing Tatum struggle from the field like that, it's good to get the rest of the fellas going. So shout out to Dame for allowing that to happen.
Dame, who has the 6th most shots attempted against in the league this year, in case you're wondering. For what it's worth, that's not like a necessarily fair stat, because like Tatum and Derek White are both above him, so there is an element to it of the more minutes you play, the more good players you guard. There is that. But if you look at the list of Jalen Johnson, Trae Young, Cade Cunningham, Jayson Tatum, Derek White, Damian Lillard, you can come to a consensus that Jalen Johnson, Jayson Tatum, Derek White are probably, these guys are just guarding really good players. And Trae Young, maybe a little less so, Cade Cunningham and Damian Lillard are more, let's try to beat the shit out of this guy. It's like you can see the lines. And Dame is allowing guys to shoot 47% and 38% against him. So it's not exactly
this
amazing.
Bucks team is so cooked, man. I mean,
yeah, it's
him and Giannis. Look at the guys that are the. I mean, if Middleton comes back, is that really going to help them that much? Like, you're still like, I mean, Taurean Prince played 38 minutes in this game.
Yeah, I don't have a response. I don't have a good one. I don't have a good one for you.
It's okay. I mean,
not good. Yeah, really, really bad. Great win for the Celtics, though. Give them a lot of credit. They played well. Nebe played pretty well. He came in, gave him a little bit of a turnaround, which was good. X played 14 seconds.
I don't even remember him getting in the game, and I watched.
Yeah, he played 14 seconds.
White and Holiday,
the fouls.
Excellent.
White and Holiday were phenomenal. Yes, absolutely. White and Holiday were great.
They helped turn this game around.
Yep, 15, 6, and 6 for D White, including a huge block. 15, 2, and 3, and 2 steals for Drew. Those guys rocked. They were very fun. Drew Holiday's defense this game was super fun to watch too.
This was the fuck you game from Drew. He had 2 steals. He was going at Dame. He was guarding Dame. He was making every single big three. He shot 3 of 8 from 3, but it felt like all of the ones that he made were to cut the lead down or like bring the Celtics even further ahead once the tide had turned. This had to be a tough one to watch if you're a Bucks fan. And then the rebound at the end of the game where he chases it down and throws it off of, I think it was Taurean Prince. Very tough.
Yep. Here it is. I'll play it. It might be choppy, but I believe this is it. No, this is not it. Is this it?
No, this is it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, and then it cuts out.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, it was a great rebound, though. It was a really good rebound. Okay, we can talk about the fouls. The fouls and all the drama and all the crap. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with Giannis and Jaylen? Okay. Yes. So first, Giannis gets Jaylen to the post. Elbows into the face.
Jack, am I tripping? Did he elbow him on Monday last week too? Or was that somebody else? I know Giannis had an offensive with the elbow, but I don't remember who got it.
I think it might have been D White.
Okay.
But I don't remember for sure. I could be wrong. For what it's worth, he didn't I don't think he caught him clean. Like, I don't think it was full elbow, like jaw. It was an offensive foul, but I don't think it was like malicious. Like, I don't think Giannis was trying to injure. But he got him, and it was an offensive foul. And then he goes down the other end, pretends to give Jaylen a high five, and goes, "Oh, gotcha," and like goes to fix his hair, like brings it up. And again,
I think he did give him a handshake or something after that.
Yeah, and he was laughing. I don't think Giannis is trying to be malicious. Like, I don't think Giannis is trying to be an asshole. I think he's trying to fuck around.
About it. You got to think about it. Like, if you're Giannis, that is all you have to play for at this point. Like, being able to have a moment where you can give Jaylen Brown a fake high five. There is no other reason for Giannis to show up to work. I mean, Thanasis isn't even there.
Jaylen called him a child after the game.
It was
because he's a child. And Giannis got told that, and he goes, "Dang," that's what he said, and he goes, "Dang." I don't know if it'll be choppy. Excuse me. So I want to watch the. He says it with like a little bit of a smirk, so I don't think Jaylen was like trying to be like, you know what I'm saying?
He's smirking. I had the same thought because I saw the Gary tweet. It's like, no.
Like I don't think there's any actual beef between Jaylen and Giannis.
No, I don't think so either.
That said, later in the game, Giannis is going to contest Jayson Tatum in the corner. And Jayson Tatum jumps up, and Giannis steps forward and he lands on his foot. It's a landing space foul. Just kidding. They didn't call it. Bucks go down the other end, don't score, luckily, and then Joe Mazzulla has to call a timeout because Tatum is writhing on the ground in pain because he just rolled his ankle on Giannis's foot. No personal foul call, no flagrant foul call. Joe Mazzulla said after the game, he goes, that's ridiculous. You can't miss that. Can't miss that.
Might have NBA Cup implications too.
Can't miss that. Yeah, no, you can't miss it. That's an egregious missed call. That might be the most obvious call to make. That might be the easiest possible call you could make. It is, he stepped on his foot. That's a foul. Let's review it.
Do you think so?
That is it. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not even trolling. Like, that is my least favorite foul, like, in the game. Like, I think guys, in fairness to the league and the players, I don't think I've seen as much falling down on 3-point attempts this year. But there was a stretch there where guys would be like, someone's close to me when I shot this, I'm hitting the deck.
Sure. But one ref is looking down to see if it's a 3 or a 2. Like, they check the feet, right? That is a job. It is
very true. Very true.
I'm going to look. Let me see where he starts. Let me see where he lands. Oh, he stepped on dude's foot. Foul. like it just is. And I get what you're saying. Like, there are some guys who embellish. Like, it is tough. But this wasn't one of those times. Like, this was a very obvious stepped on it. And for what it's worth, and he didn't get any tonight, for all of the immediate 3-point foul calls Damian Lillard got in the first Celtics Bucks game, this is Jayson fucking Tatum called a foul. It is obvious. I think superstar whistles, the concept is dumb, but it is objectively a thing. Jayson Tatum just rolled his ankle on a dude's foot. That's like the clearest fucking foul you can see. It was ridiculous. It's so stupid. So that should have been a flagrant. That should have been personal. That should have been whatever. Bad. Yeah. Also, so I still have the stat up for Dame being like the 6th most targeted player, and every single, like, they give you the opponent plus minus when being like guarded by that player. Plus 45 going up against Dame. Context: Tatum and Derek White minus 113 apiece. So there you go. There's the context.
Ladies and gentlemen, $112 million coming his way over the next 2 seasons after this year.
Anyways,
I think
then later in the game,
okay,
Giannis is driving, and Jaylen just shoves him out of the air. He just goes up and shoves him. No easy basket for you. That gets called for a flagrant one. It was a flagrant one. In a vacuum, it was a flagrant foul. It just is. He went up, shoved him, didn't try to make a play on the ball, just shoved him. It wasn't a flagrant 2 because it wasn't like overly could have caused injury because they're both straight up. It's not like Giannis was a defenseless whatever. But after Tatum didn't get the flagrant, getting the flagrant is like, oh, what the hell are we doing? But they both were and should have been flagrants. I didn't think the Bobby Portis one was that much of a flagrant. Yeah, Tatum fell on that one. I think that was, I don't think he got his feet under him. I think that was, he bumped him as he was shooting. And I also think the difference was Giannis moved his foot after Tatum had jumped. I think Bobby Portis moved his feet like as Tatum was jumping, if that makes sense. So I didn't think the Bobby Portis one should have been a flagrant, but the Giannis one definitely should have. And the Jaylen one was rightfully called for a flagrant.
Did you mention the Drew one where Brook Lopez did the Giannis foul to him, the elbow, and he got no call?
No, I didn't see that. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it was in the second half. And
did
it was
Brook Lopez make a shot? Like, can I pull it up?
I don't know if he made the shot. I don't think he did. But he hits Holiday, and Holiday goes down. And then it almost, like, I was like low-key worried about Drew because they passed him the ball as he made his way up the floor, and he like bobbled the catch. I was like, does he have a concussion?
I'm trying to find it. What quarter did you say it was in? It was in
the third, I think.
All right, let me see if I can find it. Oh, I think this is it, maybe. Was this it? This doesn't look like anything to me. So maybe I need to take a closer look, but this just looks like Drew was trying to draw a charge and didn't get it. Let me look a little closer. Was this it? God damn it.
This might have been.
It just skipped to the next clip as I hit play, so I have to go all the way back and try to find it. But I do know what it is. It's just Drew or 7 points. Okay, is it? It might be choppy, but it is.
Yeah, that was it.
it doesn't look as bad to me. It just looked like maybe the shoulder caught him a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
In real time, I was not happy.
Understandably, because of all the other stuff that happened in the quarter. So I get it. But yeah, Joe was not pleased about the missed call on Tatum, but Celtics got the win. The Bucks in the first half looked good because Giannis was dominant. As soon as Giannis stopped being, like you said, unstoppable and just was like great rather than unstoppable or good, whatever you want to say, cooked. Just
they really might be dead.
They're
like,
not
I'm not even trying to be funny. They
good,
look horrible. The vibes are horrible. Dame is probably sitting there watching boxing videos again.
Yeah, they look real bad, man. I don't even know what you do. Because I don't think Chris Middleton solves everything. Like he'll make them better just because he's a fine player, but
there's also later to that where it's like, dude can't even get on the court to play 5-on-5. How much are you really expecting from him when he comes back?
Very true. Very true. Yeah. So, dude, the Eastern Conference looks so silly. It's the Cavs at 11-0, Boston at 9-2, and then the Pacers at 5-5.
Hate to see that. Really
that looks so stupid. Anyways, I don't know if I have anything else in this game. I feel like there's something that we missed, but I can't think of it on the top of my head. I feel like we didn't talk enough about Drew and Derek. They were really good. We mentioned it, but like they were really good. Just a great excuse me, Jesus Christ. Great win, man. The slow starts are weird though. I don't know, like it's 2 games in a row of like really, really slow starts on both ends, and I don't really know why.
Yeah. Listen, if you tell me they're going to start slow but win, I'll take it. Those are my favorite kind of games. I love a comeback. Today was a great watch. Loved it.
They locked in the third quarter too. Maybe it's just because teams are keying in more on Tatum and Brown's return. I guess we could talk a little bit, but we talked generally. He's looked kind of rough all season. He's looked like also before the injury too, though. Maybe he's dealing with it, but like he has been very, very. He's shooting below 40% of the season.
Jaylen Brown learned how to shoot free throws. What did it cost? Everything.
Yeah, he is. So he is shooting
4 assists and 1 turnover for him is not bad. I will say that.
He's shooting 39.2% of the field and 26% from deep this year. Which is
long season.
Not amazing. He's also taking the same amount of shots as Tatum, or 20.5 versus 20.4.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. And it's not even like he is taking a lot of bad shots and he's taking 7 threes a game, but even like when he gets to the rim, he's just not finishing with the same consistency he was last year. So I'm interested to see how it'll play out. He's still fine. He's still making an impact.
Probably just got something to do with that, especially before his absence.
Something's got to be off, but that's all I got. You got anything else? What did you say?
Is it the shoes?
No, it's not the shoes. I don't think it's the shoes. He probably is hurt. Well, it's not the shoes because Pritchard's playing in the shoes. That dude is a monster.
Yeah, it's very true. The shoes are like Mike shoes for Pritchard.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, comment, tell us what you thought of the Bucks. Are they dead? Yeah, they're dead. Make sure you hit the bell because Jack and I are here every single day. New stuff, full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, game recaps like this one the morning after each game. And other videos are going up in between to keep you busy. Make sure you subscribe on Spotify and Apple too because all of our pods and recaps are there. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We'll be doing a pod later today as you hear this. And that means we'll be reading your emails. So get them in. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's just the name of the pod. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jack's Money NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.